I'm just live on Rinse at the minute. Keep it locked though, because afterwards I'm going to be having a chat with Jamie from Hypercolour. Oh, here we are, Rinse again. Big up Jamie.
How you doing, Chris? You all right?
Hypercolour in the building. Yeah, not too bad. How are you feeling today? I know you was at Forward last night.
Yeah, no, I feel really good actually. I've, to be fair, I was pretty well behaved last night because I've just sort of come into this week off the back of our Ibiza opening party on Monday, and was at Garden Festival prior to that, and then had Glastonbury the weekend and Fabric. So I've kind of put a lid on it basically. Yeah, just trying to you know, retain a bit of healthiness.
Yeah, because you've got the weekend coming up and...
We've got, yeah, I've gone in Brighton tonight and then again Ibiza on Monday. So,
non-stop. This is the time of year for you.
I've never had it so good, mate, yeah.
You can't complain really, can you?
No complaints whatsoever.
So going back to the beginning, you obviously run the label with Alex, who's not here unfortunately today.
Yeah, no, he's quite busy himself as well, yeah.
How did you two come together to form the label?
So basically I was putting on parties in London, not particularly good ones at that, if I'm totally honest, but I met Alex through a mutual friend. Alex was DJing under the name The Insurgents, which at the time he was a resident for Fatboy Slim's Big Beat boutique parties in Brighton, where I used to live. I lived in Brighton for sort of about 10 years. And so yeah, a mutual friend of mine, Lee, sort of knew Alex pretty well, and he once just gave me a little mixtape, or actually it was a CD, making us sound like we're older than we are. But it was a CD. It was quite humorous. It was sort of had a big gay weightlifter on the front. You know, how much can you bench, sort of thing. Sort of had me drawn in anyway to listen to it. But yeah, no, musically it was wicked, and I got him to come and play at my parties, and used to get away without paying him much money, basically. So he was invited back time after time. But that kind of led to, I mean, Alex has always made music and experimented with software and stuff like that. And I think I was perhaps one of those only people at the time that would actually take the time to have a listen to it and give him some feedback.
So over the years, as you was discussing with me off camera a minute ago, you've actually like broken the label into lots of sub-labels as well.
Correct, yeah.
What's the sort of idea and the thought process between each of those?
I think as things have developed, I really hate the idea of pigeonholing stuff, but ultimately, you know, what we're into is such a broad spectrum of different types of dance music. I mean, for us, it was always within the sort of time frame of 4/4, but in terms of, you know, stylistically who it appealed to, I think we were doing enough different stuff to kind of warrant then starting up these different labels. I mean, the first sub-label only happened about 3 or 4 years ago, so it was just Hypercolour for the first sort of 4 years. I think each label is relevant. I mean, like the Luz and Suki, like which I mentioned to you earlier, I mean, that in particular is, for us, is distinctly UK, but I almost think that with what's happening at the moment, Hypercolour has now become distinctly UK because the UK is, or the UK artists have certainly made their mark, you know. But yeah, I guess it's just a matter of just, you know, we're actually just all into different music, and we've kind of all been on this journey where, you know, we was into jungle, we was into hardcore, we was into garage. You know, we sort of settled on house, that's where the label started, but then it's like you get through this sort of period where I'm bored of that, you know, let's go back to this and let's see what's happening here, and it's like, it's a constant sort of generation of like new styles, and I think personally it's never been so good, man. It's the best time for music for me personally, and I think us UK people are top of the pile, mate, at the moment.
It's definitely a good time. There's a definite real buzz, especially around the label as well, which you've obviously branched out. You've got a weekly residency at Sankey's in Ibiza.
We have, we have. We did the first party on Monday. We had Scream play, who was excellent, really cool on the night. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about Scream's new style or whatever. Yeah. I mean, the way I saw it is he turned up, he played party music, man, you know, and Huxley, Mosca as well. Again, quite a very distinct UK lineup, which is quite risky for Ibiza really, but I even remember when I first went to Ibiza in '99, I remember going to a Twice as Nice party, right, and it was rammed, you know, so I think as long as there's loads of Brits on the island, I think
It's definitely still the buzz island for the youngsters, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you've got a lot of money, I mean, I've just been to Croatia. I think that's going to develop as a sort of a better hotspot.
There's a lot of little festivals popping up there.
Yeah, and it's what Ibiza perhaps was 20 years ago, and by that I mean open air parties, no issues with sound restrictions. I mean, I don't know if you went to Dimensions last year, but I have never ever heard such incredible sound.
Did Outlook, and I guess it's probably the same.
Oh, it's the same spot at Pula, yeah.
Great sound. So besides from doing the night in Ibiza, you're here on Rinse as well now. How's the show been treating you?
Yeah, no, we thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was, for us, it was a great honour to be asked, like, you know, because we all sort of, you know, listened to the shows, you know, the various shows running on the station, and you know, and it was switching us on to sort of different stuff. I mean, there was, like I said, this whole, you know, how it's sort of sectioned off. It was important to be fed that, and I think for us, like, Rinse was always the source, and to be asked to come and do a show, we were mega chuffed, and we came in and did a pilot, and it was funny, and it was a good laugh, and we kind of didn't anticipate getting asked to do a weekly show, and we got offered the Sunday at first, which was quite taxing, like Sunday, you know, especially when you're a young man and you go out. But it was actually very rewarding coming in, and it's really interactive on a Sunday. Really interactive.
I think a lot of people sat indoors listening to the radio.
Yeah, or driving around in their cars. And so we just now moved to Friday, and we're doing the 11 to 1 slot. And yeah, that's been going particularly well. I mean, Alex is like I said to you a minute ago, he's very busy now with his live stuff, so we tried to kind of rotate it as much as possible. Yeah, I think over the last 6 weeks I've done quite a fair bit of it, which I don't mind at all, because I really do quite enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, it's good fun in there.
Yeah, massively.
Sounds good on the radio as well.
Yeah.
So, back to the label again. What's coming up from the label in terms of releases? Cool.
Okay, so we've got a really interesting summer ahead. I mean, I think we're going to jilt a few people's perceptions of kind of what they've been used to and what to expect. I mean, we had some sort of really quite big sort of commercial house records last year, like Huxley's Let It Go that we spoke about earlier, Maxi Sound System's Regrets, Mosca's EP as well. But so we got the Luke Vibe album. We're doing a single with Elefino, or someone told me the other day it's Elefino. Oh right. Sorry, Tom. I'll call you Elefino for now. But yeah, really wicked track called I Don't Care, and that's been one of the biggest tunes for me actually over the last sort of 3 months. And we have a double pack from West Norwood Cassette Library, and yeah, it's just a broad perspective of kind of his influences and his tastes. There's disco in there. There's breakbeat, there's jungle, you know, it's really interesting indeed. I mean, that's just a brief overview, but I mean, it's like, we're not sticking to formalities, you know. It's, I think, like I said, we're just into music, we're into interesting electronic music, and yeah, it's good.
No, it doesn't get much better than that.
No,
mate.
of course, man.
Great, well, I think we should thank you for your time.
Yeah,
thanks
no worries.
very much.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
And have a great one on Monday.
Yeah, I shall tell you all about it when I'm back next week.
I look forward to hearing the stories, mate.
Cool.
Definitely. Thanks very much for spending some time with us.